YouTubers, happy Saturday to everybody. It is a gorgeous sunny day here. Got my front door open, so you might hear a little bit of cars passing by with the very little traffic in my small town. What do I want to say? The good old days where people would stand outside of a house and auction off a house. Growing up, that never happened. I've never even seen that. This whole auction thingy started happening when real estate agents realized they could make more money by slightly dropping the price of the home to attract people to come in and create a bidding war. Well, it's happened across Canada, it's happened across the UK, it's happened across Australia, and New Zealand was hit the hardest with bidding wars. Wow. With the huge infestation of foreign investors trying to get their money out of China, infesting all English-speaking countries with a lot of money. Now, with capital outflows restricted from China to very little amounts, people are walking away from properties now and leaving them and letting them being foreclosed on by the banks. And now, what is happening? Well, here's a little insight from the United States of America. Goodbye to bidding wars. Some of the hottest housing markets are falling the hardest. So this is an article here, and it is a little bit an older article, but I wanted to bring it up because it is very important. Let's go to the key points first. In November, just 32% of offers written by Redfin, a real estate brokerage, saw multiple offers. That is down 45% in November of last year. Housing inventory, the largest metropolitan markets Redfin tracked was up 5% in November, annually the largest supply boost in 3 years. In Las Vegas, inventory and numbers jumped 54% from a year ago, and sales were down 12% according to the Greater Las Vegas Realtors Association of Realtors. So guys, remember what I was saying about Las Vegas becoming a rent eviction city, or Nevada, where all these people would be coming in from California and stuff and pay top dollar for rent, and a lot of these tenants would evict their longtime tenants that were there for many years, and these landlords would be evicting the wrong people to make more money. And that's what was happening in the state of Nevada. It just happened last spring. Home buyers in most of the nation were digging even deeper into their pockets, bracing for a bidding war on whatever property they choose. And now, suddenly, they're not. Home sales have slowed to a crawl nationally, and it's not just winter temperatures. The market's pulse has become weaker, especially in the areas where hottest just last spring. Just 32% of offers written by Redfin, a real estate brokerage, saw competing bids. That is down 45% in November of last year. In Seattle, remember guys, we're covering Seattle on this channel very closely, because when they put the foreign buyers tax in Vancouver, everyone ran down to Seattle and everyone else went to Toronto in 2017, and look what happened there. Where demand was outstripped supply for 4 years, the drop is more abrupt. More than half the homes a year ago saw bidding wars, while less than a quarter are seeing them now. Home values in Seattle were the hottest in the nation last spring, up 13% annually in April. According to the S&P CoreLogic Case-Shiller Index, that gain was down 8% in September, the most recent reading. And supply in Seattle is up 60% compared to a year ago, according to Realtor.com. Now, guys, we covered this on the show. Seattle, supply versus demand was an illusion. That whole supply versus demand. But Washington State was really smart. Instead of putting on a foreign buyer's tax for money that's coming in from overseas, you know what they did? You must declare where the money came from and where you got it from, and you must prove it to us. That's it. That was the law they passed. You must declare. That's it. Everything stopped to a snail's pace, and people just stopped coming into Washington State after that. Done. All you had to do. That's how you protect your citizens. Where'd you get the money from? Where's it from? Can you prove it? Oh, yeah. Let me tell you something. Yeah. Well, then it's over. Game over. And you don't want to lie to the Americans at the border. Trust me. They'll take your vehicle away. They'll take whatever they can away if you lie to them. Los Angeles, 68% of properties for sale saw multiple offers years ago. This downturn is 38% in Southern California. Overall, home sales in October were at the slowest pace for the month in 7 years, according to CoreLogic. So here it is, November 2018. So this is a really good gauge here. Sacramento, look at that. And there's San Francisco. Wow. Los Angeles. So look at it, and look at it before and look at it. Wow. That's incredible. It's like it just disappeared. Look, Denver, Dallas, Chicago, Seattle, Phoenix, Atlanta, Houston, Austin, Raleigh, Miami. It's sourced by Redfin. Rising prices and mortgage rates have priced out some potential buyers while causing others to conclude the waiting to buy cold payoff, especially as listings rise, said Andrew LePage, CoreLogic analyst. For the past 3 months, sales have fallen year over year in all 6 counties and in the last 2 months across most major price categories, including above $1 million. Remember, guys, the luxury market gets hit the hardest first. Mortgage rates rose sharply in September, and by October, the average rate on a 30-year fixed was more than a full percentage point higher than a year ago. With home prices already overheated in major markets, higher rates broke the bank for most buyers. Rates fell back again in November, but were still higher than a year ago. The drop did a little to boost sales. Mortgage application by newly built home actually fell 11%. Year over year in November, according to the Mortgage Banker Association, despite of rate relief. And after one of the worst housing shortages in memory, I guess, remember guys, supply and demand? Supply is slowly starting to rise. Yes, oversupply on the market. Housing inventory in the large metropolitan markets, Redfin tracks, was up 5% in November annually, the largest supply boost in 3 years. Of course, all real estate is local, and some markets are filling with listings faster than others. Seattle. Inventory jumped in formerly hot markets like San Jose, 123%. Seattle, wow, plus 123. Look at Seattle, 96.5% for inventory. Oh my goodness. And Oakland, 60%. But other markets are still seeing drops like Philadelphia, down 24. And New Orleans, 19. Why? Because these are cheaper cities to move to. So you have this huge migration of Americans that are moving around their own country and finding different cities to start new lives. Or people in Canada and in Australia, you don't have much choice for big cities. Same thing even in the UK. You got, at least you got Ireland in the north and you got Scotland. But in Canada, you got 2-3 major cities, where the state of Texas has more major cities than all of Canada put together. So, in America, they got the luck of being choice of where they want to live, where it's affordable, where they could go. In Las Vegas, which has the epicenter of the housing crash and the subprime mortgage crisis, sales and prices were raging last year and last spring. But supply is now spiking, and sales have ground to a halt. The inventory in November was up 54% from a year ago, where sales were down 12%, according to the Greater Las Vegas Association of Realtors. I am seeing an increase of number of price reduction in homes over $500,000 as our inflated market has simmered but not plummeted. So America made the right choice. They raised rates at the right time. They created this aggregate buffer, and now America's cooling down. As opposed to places like Vancouver, Toronto, Sydney, even Melbourne, all kinds of places, Auckland, London, where they let the house, a detached bungalow, go over $2 million. And they lowered rates to keep the inflated housing bubble going. America's doing the right thing. And with the amount of cities, there's no shortage of homes. And there never was a shortage of homes in America. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. I'd like to know. Comment below. Don't forget to join me for Mike in the Night tonight on this channel. I'll be streaming live on the main channel. I'm back streaming live. Thanks for watching, and God bless.